Can I change my immigration status inside the United States? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about changing status. Can I do it inside the United States, or do I need to go back home and go through the consulate? Now, the first thing you need to understand when we're talking about changing status is that there's a distinction between changing status and adjusting status. Adjusting status is sort of a strange phrase, a strange set of words. But adjusting status means that you're becoming a lawful permanent resident. You have some path to lawful permanent residence, some path to a green card. We're not talking about adjusting status. That's a different topic covered in different videos. In this one, we're talking about changing your non-immigrant status inside the United States, changing from, say, a B1, B2 to some other visit visa or some other visa type. The B1, B2 is the visit visa. And we have a lot of people who call us up and ask us, Jim, can I come on a visit and then change to, say, a student visa or a work visa? I really want to come and I got this great visit visa. Can I just stay in the United States and change my status right here? And this is the kind of thing that used to work up until about 2016. Around 2016, these were the first cases that started taking longer than usual. These were the first cases that started getting delayed, and USCIS started slow walking them and the processing times for changing status. And you do that by filing an I-539. That's the name of the form that you file to change or extend your non-immigrant visa. So we're talking about non-immigrant visas. We're talking about people who want to change from one non-immigrant visa type to another or to extend, right? That's what we're talking about in this video. So you'd be amazed how many people reach out and say, this is my plan, Jim. What do you think? I just arrived and now I'm going to change my status to a student visa, or now I'm going to get an E2 investor visa, or I want to try to get an H-1B. For the most part, this will not work anymore, and it hasn't really worked since 2016. So if you happen to subscribe to the Immigration Answer Show, which is my free talk show that I do where I answer people's immigration questions on YouTube and Facebook several times a week, if you watch that show, you'll hear people tell the horror stories of processing for changing of status. Now, everyone will tell you, I know this one guy who knows this lawyer in California, and he was able to get it all done in 2 months. That might happen 1 out of 100 times. For the vast majority of people, these cases just take forever. They take a year and a half. And the problem is you entered on a B1, B2 visit visa. You promised that you were going to leave after 6 months. Well, you know what? If you wait until the 5th month and then apply for a change of status, or even if you do it right when you arrive, there are problems both ways. If you do it right when you arrive, you're going to have a problem because they're going to say, hey, did you really intend to come visit, or did you really come and intend to change your status to a student visa or to an investor visa? And then you get in trouble for misrepresentations, for lying to the State Department about the purpose of your trip. And so that's one thing about applying too early. If you apply too late, or even if you apply early, this case could take a year to get decided. And sometimes they're really cheeky. Sometimes they say, yeah, we'll approve it, but the approval ends today, the day we approved it. And then you've got to leave. So USCIS is not very happy about change of status requests. They don't like working on them. They don't like helping you. This is one place where they can really screw you, because remember, one of the cardinal rules we talk about when it comes to immigration is you only have one immigration history. And if you start playing games, if you try to change your status and you end up staying longer than you're supposed to, even if the case is approved, you're most likely never going to get another visa again. And you're most likely going to have to leave at the end of those time that you got extended to. And when you leave to go back to the embassy later to get another stamp, they're going to say, hell no. You said you were going on a visit visa, then you tried to change your status. We're not giving you another visa. So you're stuck outside the United States. So I want you to most likely come on the 6 months, leave at the end. If you want to get some other visa, you could use your time here to set something up. If you want to set up getting ready for an investor visa, or set up getting ready to go to school, like go visit universities and talk to the International Student Office and maybe even ask them about sponsoring you for an I-20. When that happens, that's okay. But what I'm talking about is when you're in the United States and you try to change status. Now, I know people are going to comment and say, Jim, I did this. Yeah, that might be true. But most people can't pull this off. USCIS messes with most people who do this. So how do you know if you're going to be one of the lucky ones who it works for, or the vast majority, the 80%, the 90% who it doesn't work for? And then what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you can't get a visa anymore to come to the United States? What are you going to do when you have that black mark on your status? So I'm begging you, please do not do this. Please do not try to change your status in the United States. People mess up their situations all the time, then they fall out of status, and they're just walking around undocumented with no status at all. So don't do this, please. If you have questions about this, go ahead and go to our Immigrant Home Facebook group or our YouTube channel. We have videos where I talk about visit visas and changing status all the time. If you are in the United States and you want to adjust your status, now our office doesn't do anything with non-immigrant visas. We have done extensions in emergency situations. We have done changes in emergency situations, but for the most part, this is something that you don't need a lawyer for. And as I mentioned, you shouldn't be doing, right? So like we don't do embassy, non-immigrant visas, those kinds of things, unless we're suing them for a delay. But other than that, we sort of stay out of non-immigrant visas. And so there might not be a reason for you to call us, but if you want to adjust your status because you got married or some other immigration issue that you want to work with our firm, Hacking Immigration Law, just give us a call, 314-961-8200. Email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you get updated whenever we make a new video and when we go live on our Immigration Answer Show. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.